everybody. It's Chris Fischer with McInerney talking to Pascale Maslin. She's the owner and founder of Energy Efficiency Experts, an energy auditing firm that she started in 2007. Thanks for joining me, Pascale.
Oh, no, thank you for having me.
As you know, as everyone knows, I not only help folks buy and sell real estate, but I also help them own their homes in between. Homes don't obviously come with a user manual, although YouTube is doing its best to help that. My focus is on making sure people know how to maintain and even grow the value of their homes and be good stewards of their properties in the meantime as much as possible. So introducing my clients and friends to your service is one way I want to be able to do that. I've put together a few questions to whet folks' appetites. Should we get started?
Sure.
Why don't you first start off with what is an energy audit?
Well, typically one thinks about an energy audit as looking at the energy of one's home, like everything in the home that either uses or loses energy. And if you think about efficiency as the relationship between energy input and energy output, then the more efficient a home is, then the less it's going to cost you to heat and cool and maintain. And then secondly, the more comfortable it's going to be. But when I do energy audits, I also look at the comfort and the performance of the house. So I don't call myself an energy auditing company. I actually call myself a home performance company.
Oh.
And so what we do is we look at the entire performance of the home. How is the air being delivered through the ductwork, for example? Is ductwork leaky? If you've got a return duct in the attic that's leaky, then it's drawing air from the attic and bringing it into the house, which number one is expensive. And then number two, it's not healthy. Mm-hmm. So an energy audit today has really expanded its scope to be looking at both efficiency and performance.
How long do they typically take? Like how long does an audit of a single family home or a townhouse typically take?
We have two people doing our audits and it takes somewhere between 2 and 2.5 hours. Okay. So basically between 4 and 5 man hours.
I got you. Okay. And generally, is there a cost, a typical cost for that?
So somewhere between 300 and 400, depending on if we're required to do software programming as well.
Okay. Okay. Is it possible to overdo it, overseal it, overfix it?
So the answer is yes. And that's why most companies will do a blower door at the time of the audit. And then after the job, they'll do a second blower door because they want you to fall into what's called the ASHRAE standards of air infiltration. So, you think about it, you don't want a completely sealed up house. Your house would start to smell. And you don't want a leaky house because it's drafty and it costs a lot of money. You want to fall into that peak performance zone. So the answer is yes, you can overseal the house. And number two, there are ways to mitigate that where you can still isolate the attic from the house and bring fresh air in from the outside.
Can you elaborate on what the blower door test is and what that does?
So it's an expanding frame. It goes in one of the doors, and then you hang a fan, a high velocity fan from the door, and from the door that we're putting in your door. And so we depressurize the house to 50 pascals of pressure. And what that does is it amplifies issues so they can easily be found. So air leakage issues get amplified, and then we can go around, find them, take photographs of them. And we often find things that we don't expect. Like if you're using an infrared camera while you're running a blower door, you can actually see cold air coming in from cantilevers, overhangs, what's called the rim band joist in the basement. You just point the camera there and you can see the temperature difference and see where air is traveling inside of the house. So
that sounds like fun.
It's a powerful tool.
And so when you are making the diagnosis or the, giving people the readout from the audit, do you also have a way for them to make the repairs? Do you have people on your team that can help?
Well, I never thought that I would own a box truck, but I do.
But I'm sure it's a very efficient box truck.
It's a regular box truck.
Okay.
So I have a box truck, I have a insulation blower, I have all the equipment to, take care of attics, to dense pack walls, dense pack ceilings in garages, do crawl spaces, mitigate over sealing. We do the whole gamut.
Got it.
We can air seal ducts. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very sexy.
Well, I think so.
Well, good. So if someone wants to schedule an audit, I understand they need to reach out to George on your team, and we'll include that information with this video. But his phone number for anyone who's interested is 202-557-9200, and George will be the one to help you schedule that audit and have Pascale and her team in. Okay, well, thank you.